Let's talk about summer weather in Portugal. People often ask me what the weather is going to be like if they visit or move here in the summer. And the answer is, who knows? Now, you do need to remember that though it's not a huge country, Portugal is a long country, and so from north to south is going to be very different, and there's lots of subclimates within the country. I live in Setúbal, which is just south of Lisbon, and here the summers can vary, but they are definitely sometimes very hot. But just to give you an example, today, which is mid-late June, I went out this morning for a walk at around, I'm showing you my shoulder for a reason, at around, what time was it? I guess like 8:30. I went out in just this tank top. Yeah, and it was sunny, and I wasn't hot, but I was warm and comfortable. By 10:15, when I was walking down to go to my Portuguese class, I looked out and it had started pissing down rain, and it was also a lot cooler, so I put this on. By the time I got to my class, it had stopped raining, the sun had come back out. Now it's nearly 1 o'clock and it has just started raining again. In my experience, and this is my third summer here in Portugal, it's not super common to have as much rain in summer that we've had. I guess it's still technically spring right now, but it's almost summer. And over the past 2 or 3 days, we've had a few pretty big storms, which is not super common. But I would say that if you're trying to figure out, at least here in my area, what the weather is going to be like in summer, you should expect a lot of humidity and cool nights. And because we're so close to the ocean, we get a lot of like sea breezes. And so even on days when it is really hot and humid, you can get breezes that make it feel really cool. And again, once the sun goes down, it's really cool. So like often I'll be caught out where I'm wearing something like just this and I go out for dinner and then the sun goes down and I'm absolutely freezing cold. That all being said, I feel like pretty consistently there have been like say 7 to 10 days in late June or August where you get these really, really brutal heat waves that don't break. And so that's the kind of feeling like when you walk outside and there's just like a wall that hits you of heat. And that is when I personally really struggle because I don't mind a lot of heat, but in those days you just like, you're constantly dripping and there's no escape, I guess, unless you have AC, which I don't. And most Portuguese houses that aren't built in the last few years don't. Anyways, if you're packing for Portugal in the summer, pack layers and sunscreen.